The message arrived at 2:17 a.m. A single line. From her father, she told us. We agree with her decision. Don't make this difficult. I stared at the screen, the glow slicing through the dark bedroom like a quiet accusation. My wife was asleep beside me, face turned away, shoulders tight, breaths uneven. I watched her for a long moment, letting the silence settle like frost over my chest. A week ago, she had rested her head against my shoulder and whispered vows about forever. A week ago, her parents held my hand and said, "Welcome to the family." A week ago, everything felt real. Now the bed between us felt like an ocean. Her phone buzzed next, soft, almost guilty. Another message, this time from her mother. "Don't tell him yet, we'll handle it tomorrow." My pulse didn't rise, my breath didn't shake. Shock never came, just a cold, steady clarity. I stood quietly, walked into the hallway, and read the messages again under the dim light. My fingers didn't tremble as I scrolled further. Then I saw it, a picture from their family trip. The trip they insisted she take alone with them. The trip she returned from with a distant smile and a strange apology waiting behind her teeth. She stood between them in the photo, but she wasn't smiling. Her eyes were red, her body language stiff. And there was a man standing behind her in the reflection of a window, a man I didn't know. I stared at the screen until the edges of the world faded. Something had happened on that trip, something they didn't want me to know. And for the first time since the wedding, a quiet thought surfaced in my mind. They didn't take her away from me. They brought her back broken. I didn't wake her, I didn't speak. I just watched the silhouette of her body in the blue glow of the phone, and made a decision she would only understand when it was too late. She told me the next day, her voice soft, detached, almost rehearsed. "I think we should take a break." A break? 7 days into a marriage? I looked at her, not with anger, not with confusion, just calculation. I watched her eyes avoid mine. I watched her hands twist the hem of her sweater as if she was trying to hold herself together by threads. I didn't stop her, didn't argue, didn't ask why, because I already knew this wasn't her idea. I had seen the signs even before the trip, the whispered phone calls, the way her mother's smile tightened when I walked into the room, the sudden interest in protecting family assets, the prenup discussions that appeared out of nowhere, disguised as practicality. They had wanted her away from me, and someone on that trip, someone behind that window, had made sure she believed she needed distance. But there was something else beneath her voice. Fear, not of me, of them. Her parents hovered close as she spoke, their hands on her shoulders, like handlers guiding a frightened animal. I nodded slowly, hiding the storm beneath my calm. Inside, a single thought pulsed like a heartbeat. What did they tell you? What did they make you believe? I didn't push her, I simply let her think I accepted it. And that night, I started digging. I kept my face calm, my voice steady, my presence predictable. But beneath it all, I moved quietly through every corner of their lie. Phone records first, then credit card transactions, then GPS data, then the hotel registry from their trip, pulled through a contact who owed me a favor. Every piece was a thread, and every thread pulled a little harder on the truth. The man in the photo behind her, he was real. He shared a last name with her mother's old friend. They had booked 2 adjoining rooms, not 3, 2. My wife had not been the one sharing a room with her parents. She had been placed in the second room, with him. I found messages, deleted ones pulled from backups, short, ugly. Her mother pressuring her, her father insisting he was better for the family direction. The man claiming she owed him a chance. Disgust rose in my throat, not at her, at them. They had caged her on that trip, gaslit her, pushed her into emotional corners until she broke. And when she resisted, they fed her a different story, one where I was the danger, I was the mistake, I was the problem. Silent fury settled in my chest. My wife hadn't betrayed me. She had been manipulated into believing she needed to. So I gathered everything: photos, screenshots, recordings, hotel statements. By the time I finished, I had a file thick enough to shatter the illusion our parents built. All that remained was handing it to her, and watching the truth cut through the lies like glass. She sat on the couch the next evening, eyes swollen from silent tears she refused to explain. I walked in calmly. Her voice cracked. "What's that?" "A truth you never got to see." She hesitated before touching the folder, the way a person hesitates before opening a door they know will change their life. She flipped the first page, and her world fractured. Her hands shook, her breath shattered. Her eyes flooded as she scanned each page, each detail, each betrayal. Her parents froze behind her, their faces draining of color. She looked up at them, and for the first time since the wedding, her emotions were real, pure rage. "What did you do?" she whispered. Her mother stepped forward. "Sweetheart." "Don't," she snapped, voice trembling. Her father tried to speak, but the truth had already detonated inside her. She stared at me with a breaking voice. You knew?" "I suspected," I said quietly, and then I confirmed. She covered her mouth, trying to breathe through the truth crumbling beneath her feet. I remained still, cold, steady, exactly what her parents hadn't expected. Her parents tried to regain control, talking fast, weaving explanations, excuses, rehearsed lines. She ignored them. She was staring only at the evidence, and at me. "How long have you known?" she whispered. "Long enough," I replied. "Long enough to let you see it for yourself." Her parents lunged for the folder. I placed my hand on it first, calm, quiet, immovable. "It's already been sent to the hotel chain," I said, "and to the man in the reflection, and to the police liaison I was advised to contact." Their faces drained completely. My wife's mother stumbled. Her father grabbed the back of the couch for balance. She looked at them like strangers. Her voice cracked into a whisper. "You ruined my marriage to push me toward him?" Their silence answered. She closed her eyes, tears slipping silently. Then she turned to me. "I'm so sorry." I didn't respond. I didn't comfort her. I just stepped back, letting the weight of the truth sink in. Her parents reached for her. She didn't move toward them. She stepped away. And the moment she did, the power shifted. Completely. Irreversibly. Later that night, after they left in frantic panic, she sat alone on the couch, clutching the folder to her chest. I watched her quietly from the doorway. Her voice was low. "I didn't know. I swear I didn't know." "I know," I said. She looked at me with a grief I couldn't fix. "Can we recover from this?" I shook my head once. Slow. Cold. Final. "This wasn't your betrayal," I said, "but it broke everything anyway." Her breath hitched. I reached the door, paused, and looked back only once. "You deserved the truth," I said, "and now you have it." The rest was silence. Heavy. Unavoidable. Absolute. When I left the house, the night air felt cleaner, sharper, not peaceful, just honest. The final thought settled quietly in my chest. Some marriages end with a lie. Ours ended with the truth. And that was enough.